Okay, so I guess we'll see if we have time for Mishnayos. What do we get up to?
Bottom 2 lines, I think. There's 2 dots. I think 2 lines in the bottom.
Oh, okay, yeah. Why didn't we go to the Mishnah? Because we ran out of time. All right.
Mariv.
No, he had Mara before.
My God,
We need to have a vote. What to call you? What they want to give you a keyboard? What to call you up? I just got another phone call now.
We're all voting on the chat here.
Yeah, because I gave the rabbi's answer not to call him up at all.
I don't know. Maybe you were talking to me. I don't say, but he's talking to. Oh,
for everybody, to give an opinion.
What Naftali, every time I try to dive cups because you say something totally idiotic, like off the charts idiotic, like not even on the map idiotic.
Hey, listen, he's a Baal Chesed.
So it wouldn't be off the charts; it would be off the map.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, did anybody get the once we're hacking around? Did you get the shayla I posted on the chat?
Yeah. What was the shayla?
I posted the shayla on the chat.
Which chat?
I thought I posted on the DAF chat.
It was on the DAF, yeah. I saw it.
On the DAF chat. Shabbos Aveda shayla.
A guy, she paid back the oven. Mamashar Sugi. It's not often that we get that. It's not. I promise you. That's not like Rabbi. What do I do with my? What do I do with my oven for Pesach, Shaila? It's not you. It's. She paid for the one watching the Aveda, whatever it is. Paid for it, and now they found it. So who gets to keep it? One wants the new one wants the old one. It's Mamashar Sugi with the Shomer. The Shomer says they're going to pay for it, and now it comes back in. Right? Whatever. So I wasn't sure exactly if Aveda is the same thing as Koifer and all that. But anyways, okay, that was that. Okay, so bottom of Amar of Yosi Ketzad, right? That's the shita that we all understood, which is that how can this guy who rented, and he rented it, he was potter, and the shoyl who borrowed from him is chayiv, and this guy made off with a free parah. So that's what Rabbi Yossi says. He was doing schayra with his friend. So Amar Rabbi Yehuda Mashmuel Allah Rabbi Yossi Allah is like Rabbi Yossi, right? So Amar Le Rav Shmuel Bar Yehuda Rabbi Yehuda Amar Le Mashmei Shmuel Chalakay Rabbi Yossi on Tamar Aleph now Af Berishayna. You said even in the first case, meaning the previous Mishnah, well, not really the Mishnah, but the Gemara. Well, here's the Mishnah that when the Shomer says that he's going to pay back, then he gets the kefir. And you said that he even disagrees with it in that situation. So we have Rabbi Yossi disagreeing in 2 cases. The first case is where the Shomer says he's going to pay back. So then they find like exactly what we just said. Then they find the lost thing. So who gets to keep it? The Shomer or the owner? So we said that the Shomer gets to keep it, as long as he said to pay. So we're saying Rabbi Yossi disagrees there, and he also disagrees in the guy that's pulling the scam. Right? So halacha k'maisei and halacha k'maisei, is the halacha like him or not? He disagrees even in the first case, but halacha k'maisei after rishayna, and the halacha is like him even in the first case. Itmar nami, Amar Rabbi Lazar chalakay Rabbi Yossi after rishayna. Rabbi Yossi disagrees even in the first case, but halacha k'maisei after rishayna. The halacha is like him even by rishayna. Rabbi Yochanan says differently. Rabbi Yossi is Maida in the first case where he actually paid. Where he said he's going to pay not, but where he actually paid, yes. So Gemara asks, Shilem in, loy shilem loy. Right? That's only if he paid, but if he didn't pay, then not. Shilim doesn't mean that you have to actually have to pay. Since he said even though he didn't actually pay. So you see the Rabbi Yochanan holds that you don't have to actually pay it, just as long as you say. So the Gemara says, yeah, meaning before we said that Rabbi Yochanan is saying that he agrees when he actually paid, right? And here it's saying that no, he didn't actually pay. It says he said he is going to pay. Right? Okay, and then we have a machlokes whether the halacha is like that or not. Yeah, so now the Mishnah, so now fine. So now we change subjects totally. Yeah, so Amar, this Mishnah now we get into Suffolk, Mammon, etc., etc. Right? And we hope Gershon walks around enough that he doesn't ask too many questions on this sugya. For Peretz's sake. Yeah, so Zok the Mishnah. Amar L'Shnayim. A couple of these cases we had already in the beginning of the Masechta. Because in the beginning of the Masechta, we had all the suffix, when the Shnayim Oifs and Batalis, and all the suffix, the moment that's in the suffix. Fine. So Amar L'Shnayim, a guy says to two, Gazalti la'echan mikem mana. A guy said, I stole a mana from one of you. I don't know who. Imagine this guy's doing tshuva, right? We're doing the Shari tshuva. I guess this is the Musa for the day. Imagine a guy goes over to two guys. I stole from one of you two guys. I don't know who. Right? It's pretty good. I don't know. That's a pretty high madrega in my eyes. Right? Yeah. So he says, I don't know. Or he says, one of your fathers gave me money, and I don't know which father. So that's a whole shaila and taisis. Why do you need to come out? Why do we need? The second case is a similar case. The first case is he stole from somebody. Fine. The second case essentially is they gave me something to watch. I just don't remember who gave it to me. Why do you have to come out to the case of the father? Yeah. So nice and lazem mana, but lazem mana. So what do we do? Whatever it is, that's a taisis. Fine. It's Friday, right? So nice and lazemana. So what's the psak? He has to give 100 to each one. Shahidim because he was minded to himself, which we're gonna have to see in the Gemara why he has to do this. So because he doesn't know who he stole from, he's got to go start giving out $100 bills to everybody, right?
What happened saying other Mason Atzmai Russia? What happened to that?
What happened to Ein Adam Mesim Atzmai Russia?
That's the classic Palgina Dibura. We don't believe him that he stole, but we believe him that he owes money.
Is that the Palgina that we say here? Yeah, we say it here.
It's the classic case of Palgina Dibura.
Okay.
I'm asking to you. Palgina Dibura is a yeah.
No, I thought this case is I thought this is different because here he's not saying, he's saying he's a Russia. And what's that? In the second case where he said they gave it to me to watch and I don't remember. So there he's not a Russia, right?
No, he's not
That's
a
the same thing. He's just saying I owe money.
So we say that this is a Russia too. It's just about how he got the money. In one case he's saying that. So I'm saying it's not going to. I guess that's what you're saying with Palgina.
No, but the first case he would possible himself for Adis if we believed him fully.
What?
The first case he would possible himself for Adis. Is Ganavti. It was the second case, Ganavti.
Well, no, meaning.
No, the first case is Ganafti Gershon.
Yeah.
I guess that's what you're going to say. That's what you're going to have to say, that it's a Palgina. Meaning, we look at it, bottom line is right now, yes, the first sentence was he's a Ganav, but the second sentence is that he owes people money. Doesn't mean that he's a Ganav. I guess I hear what you're saying. Anyways, but that's.
Didn't we have a Machlekas Regiv and Rishmal about this case, the Ganavti case? But he stole from one of 5 people. Rabbi Shmuel says throw it between them, and Rabbi Kiva says give each one.
What are you saying?
Yeah,
You had a machlokes, Rabbi Shmuel and Rabbi Kiva, about this case of Gemara's case.
About what you
Or it
talking
might have
about?
been Rakarf and Rabbi Kiva.
You're talking about in Yavamis.
We had it a couple times, yeah.
Yes, that's gonna be in the bottom of the daf. Very good. That's gonna be in the bottom of the daf. Very good. Yeah. See, I didn't remember it from Yavamis. I came out didn't remember it's on the bottom of the daf, and you're remembering it already from Yavamis. So it's very good. Anyway, so that's the first case. Yeah, Shnayim Shefkidu Eitzel Echad. This we read a phase with Daf. Shnayim Shefkidu Eitzel Echad. All right, so if you have 2 guys who were mafkid by one guy, right? 2 people gave money to one person. One gave 100, one gave 200. One guy says, "I'm the one that gave 200. Give me back 200." The other one said, "I gave 200." Nice and you say you give to each one a mana, and the rest you wait till Eliyah. Right? So the question is going to be what is the difference between this case and the previous case? This case, he doesn't have to go pay 200 to each one. And the first case, he's giving out money to everybody. Right? That's the Tanakama. If that's the case, right? I mean, again, one guy gave him 200, one guy gave him 100. And with the psak from the Tanakama is that you give 100 to each, because that's for sure. And then the other 100 you leave to Shioro Elios. Rabbi Yossi says, then the liar is not taking a loss. I mean, what's the risk for the liar to say 200? He knows he's going to get his 100 back anyways. Right? Okay, we put the whole thing on Shioro Elios, so therefore they're going to get a knas. Fine. And the same case, this is the exact same case, except now it's utensils. One is worth 100 and one is worth 1,000. It's a much bigger discrepancy here also. Right? This is worth 10 times. In the first case, one was 100, the other one was 200. This one is 100 and one is worth 1,000. This one says the nicer one is mine. This one, the nicer one is he gives to the niceness a cotton he gives the cotton to one of them, and then from the big one, what you have to do is break the big kli, nice and dame make cotton l'sheni. You give the worth of it, like meaning the 100 to the second. So that's a big chiddush here. Basically, you have 2 guys fighting over a car. Right? Well, it's not really a car. One guy says, I get the expensive car. One guy says, I get the cheaper. Well, they're both saying they get the expensive car. So what do? You take the cheaper car, you give it to one of them, then you smash up the bigger car and give a portion of it, a chelik of it to the other guy, whatever it's worth, and the rest, so this poor guy gets shafted because somebody's messing with him, right? Okay, that's the Psagat Tanakam. And
why do you break it till Elionov he comes? Why don't you just let it sit?
Because the other guy's not going to get his pay. Each one's entitled to have minimum 100.
So sell it and take 100, and then put the rest in the bank till Elionov comes. You're breaking it for. You tear up the Mantle rookie card, and then what are you doing?
Right. So I was wondering, why not just sell it?
Yeah.
Or at least sell it in what do you call it when you sell it with not escrow?
Escrow. I don't know.
Or isn't this a riot to Shlomo Melech, the story where he wanted to split the baby? That maybe that's where he got it from. I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting that then Gemara doesn't even really discuss it so much. Why just smash the kli? Okay, but then Rabbi Yossi says, "Imkein ma'hiv said Ramai. What's the Ramai losing?" What do you mean? The Ramai is losing, right? If the Ramai is the one that owns the kli, the big kli, then sure he's losing. That thing they're busting up the kli, right?
The Ramai can't be the one that owns it. The Ramai is the one that doesn't own it.
The Ramai. No, that's true. But the other guy, you're right. I wasn't thinking. But the other guy can be getting the other, meaning the other guy can get a good revenge on the other guy by that. right? That he could be doing. He could be accomplishing, right? So I don't know. I don't know how all this works exactly.
Could be it is a Shlomo Melech thing. You saw the Kedusha Yerim on this?
I did not see. I can't say I look at Kedusha rims on.
Someone sent it to me. And the discrepancy. Why is the first case Mana Masayim and the second case Mana and Aleph? Because one's money and one's a Kli. Says with the klal of other rates of the Kav Shalom, Yetz with Tishon Kadosh Shel Chaveiroi. So money's just money. He figured he'd chop a thing. But on something that he works on, that it's good, he holds his Kav Shalom. If it would say up to that point, he would want his own. He'd rather his own mana valued Kli rather than the Tisha of Chaveiroi. So he switches to Aleph for Tana.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. He said that on here, or he said it because a different pshat?
On here, on this.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, that's very good. Okay, so anyways, the Kedusha Arim is very interesting. All right. So Zogting or Fragting or Alma, Misfekum Afkinam Amayna, Misafik. We take away moment from him. Right? Meaning, there's something called a chazak, right? Something called a chazak. You give a chazak, the money stays by the chazak until proven otherwise, which is a little different than a Metzia mechaver of a raya. Which why the Gemara doesn't ask it as a Metzia mechaver of a raya, I don't know. Again, this guy, he's a crook, or he was watching things, right? And so he says to him, I owe somebody here 100, but he doesn't know who. So we're saying he has to give to each one. Why? Let the money should stay by whoever has the chazak of the money until the other guys pull it out. So that's the Gemara's kasha. Two people gave money to one person. Right now, this is again the Gemara is asking from the Reisha, the first case of the mission, to the second case of the mission. Two people that gave money to one. One of them 100 and one 200. Each one says they gave 200. He gives 100 to each one. And the rest gets given to
You put that in an investment and get and use the interest. Can I put in a bank account and use the interest, not use the money, but use the interest?
Who's going to use the interest?
The guy who has to save the $100 now for the rest of his life.
Can he use the? I don't know. That's a good question. And what about?
Wouldn't that be Gneva?
For the $100, he's not going to use.
It's definitely not his, but he's using someone else's stuff.
Yeah, but he's not causing.
Well, what I don't remember. What's the thing? You borrow $1,000 from a gemach and you put it in an interest account. Why do you have to put it into a business? Put it into an interest account, and you make your 5 points, and you pay the gemach back to Karen, and you made 5 points.
That you can do because once you borrowed it, it's yours.
Okay.
This is not his. This is definitely not his. It belongs to one of the other guys.
Yeah, but if you really go into what David's saying, so now what happens if you bring inflation? Unfortunately, Yomi hasn't come, right? So how much is this $100 of the Gemara's times worth now? Nothing.
I'm saying, and $100 in 30 years from now is not the same as it is now.
Correct. Right. So
maybe now.
Yeah, but if he's saying if Beston put it in an interest account, it would be worth a lot of money. That's what he's saying.
But that's the question: does the guy get back his 100, or do we say they have to adjust it for inflation? Right?
Well, is that none of is that like chasser? What's the difference? How's the guy being chasser if you invest it?
Well, it can go down.
Let's do the video. Can't talk without a video.
It can go down. No.
No, but you're guaranteeing that it won't.
You mean you're putting it into a guaranteed?
Yeah.
Put it into a bank account.
One of these money market accounts. Then none of it like chasser. I don't see why.
I mean, that gets into the sugya a few blot ago, right? With the assignments money and et cetera, right? Can you take the money there? Yeah. What is the Lakewood Bacher sitting in on stage? We have a Lakewood Bacher listening. I see in the thing. What does he say? Maybe he doesn't hear. No, Eretz, the sun is
Says
up.
He
there was an
doesn't hear it.
earthquake.
It's on the Bluetooth. It's on the
There was
Bluetooth.
an earthquake today.
Put it on the
Ah,
speaker.
I hear.
Forget it. Here, mute it.
All right. So Amalei. Anyways, that's the kasha. So in the Reisha, the guy's got to give out hundreds to whoever he's chayshit, whoever he thinks he may owe it to. And the Seifa, he doesn't have to lose any money, right? Each one gets 100, and then the other one goes to Achiyah. So Amalei, Pekadon or Gezel Kram. You're asking about a Pekadon on stealing? Gezel David Surah, when he's stealing, he did an Isser Kansura. Rabbanan made a knas. He said, "Oh, you're a crook. So you're a crook. You're gonna have to make sure you make everybody. What does it say when you square up with everybody? That's Lashon. You have to make sure you're the one. You a crook, so you have to make sure you're good." The cousin, the lawyer David Surah, but the cousin what he didn't do an Isser like Kansura Rabbanan. So Rabbanan don't make a knas. Okay, so Gemara says, so you're saying you're asking us. There's no steer of him stealing to Pekadon. I'm going to ask you a steer in Gezel. I'm going to ask you a steer in Pekadon. We're going to have a steer in both. Barami Pekadon, Barami Gezel, Pekadon, the Ketani Reisha. The Reisha says, I aviv shal echan mechem hifkir etzli mana. One of your fathers gave me 100. Beini yadei ezu. I don't know who gave it to me. Nice and lezem mana. He has to give 100 to each one. The next case is also a mafkid. It wasn't a ganav. He was given 200 from one and 100 from another. Oh, so the Gemara gives a very interesting text. So Rava says, Reisha nasa kemishav giduloi b'shnei krichas. The Reisha is talking about where he was given in two. This is not the yeshiva terminology, a krich. I don't know if that's where it comes. You know this word, a krich? Right? Anybody familiar with that term? No, a krich. It's a big yeshiva. The Olam, stop telling you, the Olam Zev, you're shaking your head. The Olam doesn't know this yeshiva term. It's a krich. Okay, a krich means a headache, which does fit into this a little bit, right? So, Reisha Nasik Mishav Gidulei B'Shnei Krichas. He gave it to him in two. Really, kricha here means a bundle, meaning he gave him two separate. Meaning. It was given to him in two separate times, meaning he should have kept track of it. The Havalei Lamedek, he should have been careful as to which one, who gave him what. Right? Sometimes you see this Bali Tzedakah, the guys in Purim time or whatever, they're collecting for 5 different tzedakahs. They're taking money out of one pocket, putting it into another. They can get all confused. Right? So meaning you gotta be careful. If you're taking money from people to watch, and it's 2 different bundles, you gotta be careful. That's the ratio. Seifa and the Seifa, it's as if he gave it to him in one bundle. How is he supposed to know how much each one gave him? Meaning, when the 2 guys came to him and said, "Hey, can you watch this money for us?" and they gave it in one bag, how's he supposed to know how much money was for each one in the bag? Right? But if each one gave him a separate wallet or a separate bag, then he should know. Somewhere where they both gave it to him. But at one time, you guys, if you guys both gave me the money at the same exact time in the same way, that means that you guys are not concerned that the other one is going to scam you, right? Because otherwise, why wouldn't you make sure that the guy knows exactly how much he gave? I know kapidna. I should be the one that's makbid, right? I'm not gonna. I mean, if you don't care about it, I don't have to care. I mean, you have this, parents. We said this mashal once within our family too. So you're just, here's the money, take it. Others are like, I gave you this money. How much did I give you? Write it down. Blah blah blah. Right. So if you're the type that doesn't care, so why should the shomer care how much each one gave? You trust, right? So now it got forgotten, and now you guys are fighting over how much each one gave. That's not my issue. That's your issue. You guys trusted each other. Fine.
So shtickle meduyik in the Lashon Mishnah like this. The first case is he was the one who said it. Oimer l'shnayim. The second case is it's without his amira. The 2 of them were mafkid by him.
You're saying if he said
that means in order for the one who gave the 100 to know about the 200, he must have been there at the same time.
Right. I hear. If he's saying that, okay, very good, very good. Okay, so then the Gemara says, "Varami gezel gezel." Let's ask from stealing to stealing. Yeah. Katani hacha amar l'shnayim gazalti le'echad mikem he says, I stole from one of you, mana. I stole 100 one of you any day. I don't know which one. Or a father, one of you gave me a mana and I don't know which one. He gives 100 to each one. As again, he has to give 100 to each one. Now we have this case in Yavamas. If a guy stole from one of 5 people, right? He's a real super duper guy. He doesn't know which of the 5 people he stole from. He doesn't know which one he stole from. This one says he stole from me. And this one says he stole from me. He puts the stolen thing between them, and he leaves. Basically, he just puts the money down. It's like you're gonna go steal the salami with the kids. We play steal the salami. Does the island know that game? Right? You got a bunch of guys. Put the salami down and let it all loose, right? That's the way I understood it. We can see on the base that's not what went on, but that's what it sounds like went on. Right? So he doesn't know which one, so you just put it there.
We could say get the Shirayim.
you hope, yeah. So Divi Reb Tarfon. So that's Shitas Reb Tarfon. Alma Misfeika Loimafkinu. So here it's the same suffix, right? Our Mishnah is talking about what he doesn't know which guy he stole from, and we say he's got to give 100 to each one. And the Mishnah Yevam is saying, "Oh, you don't know which one of the 5 guys he stole from? So just put down the $100 and let them all fight it out." So you see, and we say keep the money in the chazaka of its master. When we made the masnis and the Reb Tarfoni, then the Gemara says, "Well, who? Okay, but that's Shitas Reb Tarfon. Who says our Mishnah is Reb Tarfon?" So the Gemara says. Because we learn in that case, because we even over there we say that Reb Tarfon is maida that if he only stole from 2 people and he doesn't know which one he stole from, then he gives 100 to each one. So you see, Reb Tarfon is masking to our Mishnah. So if Reb Tarfon is masking to our Mishnah with 2 people, so essentially the question is, what changed about not knowing if you stole from 2 people? And what's the difference between that and not knowing if you stole from 5 people? So when it answers Hasan the Katavi, like there, they are tining on him. The 5 people are going after him, and each one is saying, "You owe us money." Here, he voluntarily came and said, "I want to be Yotzi Yedei Shemayim." So therefore, I want to be Yotzi Yedei Shemayim. So I want to give to each one. Now the question is, if you want to be Yotzi Midei Shemayim, so then what's the question? Right? What's the question if he wants to be Yotzi Midei Shemayim? Give everybody. If you're masupik about stealing, so give them money. Right? So unless you have to say that there's something. Lotis b'dei shemayim, maybe he's not mechuyev to do that to be yotzi b'dei shemayim. That's what you have to say is a pshat. You would have thought that maybe leaving it at shiyavei eliyo is lotis b'dei shemayim, because eventually the guy will get his money, right? Meaning you gave the money, and whichever one of you got, you will get it eventually, not now. So the Gemara's chiddush is no. If you want to be yotzi b'dei shemayim, you got to make sure each one gets it now, not later. Economy and becoming he was maida by himself. So Shmamina, that's what it is. So fine. So Amar Mar, Hasam the Katavi, like there by the 5, the case of the 5 in Yavamas, where they are tining on him, and what is he saying back to them? Meaning they're all tining. Each one of these 5 guys is saying, "You stole from us." All right. So what does he answer back? He's quiet. From Masna Marav Hala on Tom Beis now Halot Sabach. He yells. Right? So what's going on here? Mando Amar Halot Savach, the one that says he has to yell back and say, "I didn't steal from all 5 of you. I stole from one of you, and you guys have to get your act together over which one I stole from." But if he would be quiet, and then he would have to pay every one of those 5. Right? Because we know Shtika is Haida. And the one that says that he's quiet, Shtika Dahachalav Haidahu. The Shtika here is not Haida. Because he could tell him, "Hi, the shtiki l'chol chad v'chad." The reason why I was quiet to each and every one is damina dilma hai hu. Maybe tak is the right one, right? Normally, shtika a guy comes over to you and says, "You owe me money," and you stay quiet. So we're saying that means if you were quiet, that means you agree to it. Here, 5 different guys are coming at him. Hitaka doesn't know. It could be every one of those 5 guys. It's not that everyone. It's possible that each one of, not each, how am I saying it? It's a possibility. Each one has a possibility that Hitaka owes the money to. So how can he go yell at him and say no? He doesn't know. Hitaka doesn't know. Right? So yeah. So that's what we're saying is different about this case. So Amar Ma. Maniach Gezela Beinein Mastalik. He puts the money between them and then he leaves. The Shakli law Kulu Va'azlu. So what does it mean? They all take it and they leave. Right? So how we understand that? I don't know. We thought that it means steal the salami and then they just beat each other until whoever takes it. Doesn't seem like that. Seems like they're going to split it. They'll split it, which means that somebody's going to lose. Right? So, anytime you put something down, meaning this is going back to Elam Metzias. If somebody puts something down in Rishus, meaning you find something in Rishus Ram, and it looks like, the guy might have just put it down there on purpose. Lechatchila shouldn't take it. And if he does take it, lo yachsib. He should not. Don't give it back. Give it back. Right. So here too, how can this Ganav just put the money down in between everybody? So Rav Safra biyaniya doesn't mean that. What's the lashon before? What was the lashon? Maniach. It's not maniach. It's viyaniach. Right. Meaning, it doesn't mean that he puts it physically down in front of them. He puts it down in court. In Bezdin, he puts it down, and then in Bezdin they fight out who he's getting. Right? Fine. Did Rabbi Kiva say, this is not the way to get a guy doing it. This is going on the Gemara in Yevamis. Rabbi Kiva disagrees with Rabbi Tarfon. He says this is not the way. The way to get out, if you want to be yaitza, you have to give each and every one. Alma, misveka, mafkina, mamayna. You say from Miss Suffolk, you take our money. You don't put the money in the chazak of its master, right? So Rabbi Kiva disagrees, and he says you got to pay back each and every one. So let's say a house falls on him and his mother. So they both die. So now there's a big fight. A house falls down on a mother and a son, right? And we have no idea who died first. Depending on who died first, will how do you say it? Depending on who died first, will make all the difference. If who yarshins who, right? If the mother died first, so then they yarshin the mother, and then the brother relative of the brothers are out. But if the brother died first, so then there's no Yerusha, and then it goes the other way around. Right? So basically and nobody knows the answer to this question. How's anybody supposed to know who died first? Right? So Yershia ben Aimrim ha'em mesa rishayim. The Yarshim of the sons say the mother died first, therefore the sons yarshin their father, and that's it. The Yarsha ha'em Aimrim and the Yarshims of the mother say haben meis rishon, the son died first, so there was no Yerusha for them guys. Elu va'elu, and both of them maidim sheyach laiku, and meaning Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel are maida that in this case you split it. Bamar Rabbi Kiva maida ani bezu shanachasim becheskasim. Rabbi Kiva says I'm maida that the nechasim stay in their chazaka. Right. So what do you see? So you see Rabbi Kiva is going with the chazaka, and before he says we don't say that the money stays with the chazaka. He's got to give to each and every person. Right? Again, the case with the 5 people that he might have stolen from, Rabbi Kiva in Yevamah is saying he has to pay each and every one. And here he's saying you put the money with the chazaka. I don't remember exactly. Meaning each person gets to keep. I don't know who has the chazaka here. I don't remember who has the chazaka. By the case where the house falls on the mother and the son, so the chazaka is by who? I don't know who the muhsik is. I don't remember now. Who's the muhsik? I don't know. Saved by Friday. Weiter. So Amarle. So you answer back. There's no stira. Hasam shema v'shema. There it's a shema and a shema, meaning nobody knows. Right? By the house falling, nobody has any idea who died first. So everybody's just shooting off their mouths who they think that's going to work for them. But it doesn't necessarily work. But when one steals from 5, bari v'shema, every one of those 5 guys is a bari. The crook is a shema. Oh, so I'm going to ask.
What do you mean is a bari? All those 5 are bari.
They're bari. There could be their.
What are they're bari? That what? That belongs to what?
What? They're bari. So each one of those guys is a bari. That
what?
That you stole from me. They're all tiny. You stole $100 from me.
That's not a bari. One of them, they're all lying.
That could be, but the bottom line is each and every one. That's
not a bari. A bari says, "I know it's not."
I know. I know what's bothering you because you're a good, honest person. But if you, I'm saying there are 5 baris. Each one is a scammer. That's what's bothering you.
Right. So that's not a bari.
That's a bari.
To me, that's a liar, not a bari.
No,
every case of bari and bari in Shas is one's a liar, but it's still a tinus bari. The guy says he stole $100 from me. He says la adam, never happened. Those are 2 bari tinus. What are we supposed to do? From the outside looking in, they're bari.
No, they can't. Now that you put it, so we're making a whole shots question. That one of them's a lies. He can't be buried.
We don't. The problem is that
don't cheapen the language. Yiddish is supposed to have a beautiful language. Don't cheapen the language.
From the outside looking in, he could have stolen from all 5. We don't know. This guy's saying, no, I only stole from one of them. They're all saying you stole from me. Maybe he did steal from all of them.
No, I think based on the Gemara on the top, the Ganav has to handle with each one as if each one he doesn't know. Like we said before, shtika kaida. But here we're saying shtika is not aida because he doesn't know. Each one taka might be the one who he stole from. Meaning on an individual basis, they're a bari and he's a shema. Now, good if you take all 5, then 4 of them are scammers. But he, on his individual dealings with each individual person, he is a shema and they're the bari. That's the way I understand it. Even though they're all scammers, 4 are scammers, right? But he, on his way.
So now, for 20 block, we went out of our way to help a guy who wants to be a chayzer b'tshuva, and here we're stomping him into the ground, the chayzer b'tshuva. He wants to do tshuva. He stole $100. He wants to do tshuva, so we're stomping him down. Say, no, you stole from 5 people.
Why doesn't the Shari Tshuva bring somewhere that a shaygig is always harder to be chayzer b'tshuva than a mezid in some way? This is the same kind of idea,
right? I don't know. I don't know how to, the hashkaf of the tshuva. I don't know how to deal with. I'm just dealing with the money part. Each individual, he's a bari and he's a shema. That's the way you have to look at it. Okay.
It's interesting what you said, actually.
Yeah, I hope that's pshat. I have no idea if that's pshat, but that's based on the previous Gemara. That's what I think. Anyway, so Gemara asks, he says to 2 of them, I stole from one of you a mana, the shema v'shemahu. Everybody's a shema there, right? Because he voluntarily walked over to a guy and said, I stole money from you. He says, yeah, right? So he doesn't know. So they're both shemas. And he gives to each one. So you see, even when it's a shema v'shema, the guy has to pay up. So Gemara says, well, who says that our Mishnah is Rabbi Kiva? The Katani Allah, Dahi, because we learned on that case, meaning in Yavamas, Maidur of Tarfin, Ba'imr Lishnayim, Right, Reb Tarfon, who's the one that says just put the money down, when he says it to two, Gazalti Lachem Mana, Ve'eni Yadei Ezim, I don't know which one, the man Maida, who is he Maida? To the Rebbe Kiva, Lav the Rebbe Kiva, well, there's a Girsa issue here, but Lav the Rebbe Kiva Bar Plugta, isn't he Maida to Rebbe Kiva, who is the one who's disagreeing with him? Right? So Memela, the Mishnah and the Bryce are saying the same thing, right? And Rebbe Kiva is saying that you have to pay both. So it has to be that Rebbe Kiva would agree with this. When we made the Shem v'Shemahu, and how do you know that it's Shem v'Shema? Chada, the loikatani toivin I say. One is that they didn't come to the Ganav and say you owe us money. Right, and furthermore, Hatani Reb Chia learns Ze'aimer any day. This one says I don't know, but Ze'aimer any day, and this one says I don't know. So Reb Chia Beferish says they both say, hey, you came to us that you stole from us. We have no idea. So it's a Shema v'Shema. Sa'akam in the Mishnah and Rebbe Kiva, we said, based on Reb Tarfon being Moed to Rebbe Kiva, we have to say our Mishnah is going according to Rebbe Kiva. So if that's the case, so then it's a Shema v'Shema. So why is he paying up to everybody? So Gemara answers, we already said that this is talking about what he's coming to be Yaitzi Yedei Shamayim. That's all. So meaning you can't ask any questions from our mission because halachically he probably doesn't have to pay each and every person, but he's doing it because of Yatzis Yedei Shamayim. So Gemara asks now, so again, we said in the previous teretz, in the stira between Pekadon and Pekadon, we said that if the Shomer was given the items in two bundles, he should know how much was in each one and which one goes to which person. By my Rava, Rava, or some say Rapapa, said, two people who gave a shepherd sheep, right? Shemaniach Raya Beinayanu Mustalik, that the Raya puts it between them and he just walks away. Meaning he just gives them and says, like, you guys fight it out. Now, two animals is considered like two different bundles, so he should have known who gave the bigger animal or not. Nah, that's not talking about where they didn't actually hand over the animals to him. They just dumped it in his what do you call it, his flock. And they say, oh, by the way, we both gave animals here. So they never showed him who owns which one. And therefore, he's not meant to be responsible over which guy gave him which animal. Okay, then we'll just finish up to the Mishnah. So one, the same case with two kalim. One is worth 100 and one is worth 1,000. So we said what you do is you give the kli to one and then you bust up the other kli. The tzricha. Now, why do we need two cases saying the same exact thing? We say the first one, which is money. There's no loss, right? Meaning the Bekadon doesn't get lost, it was money, right? So each one gets 100, and the other 100 we leave to Elio. But in the second case, the Ikab say that the big Kli is going to take a loss because they're going to have to smash it, right? So somebody's going to take a loss. So maybe they'd be moided to Rabbi Yossi that you just leave it at Shiyav Eliyo. And if you say the second case by the Kalim, Rabbi Yossi, there because he might bust the Kalim, so that's what Rabbi Yossi says, that you give, that you Meniach Shiyav Eliyo, but the money, let's say it's Ma'idul Rabbanan, so Tzricha, therefore we need both cases. On Tamid Aleph, so the Gemara says, well, time of Rabbi Yossi, but Rabbi Yossi's whole taina was Mishum Hefser Aramayu. It's because the liar should at least take a loss, right? Meaning, according to him, it doesn't make a difference. It shouldn't. I mean, we're trying to say that it maybe makes a difference according to Rabbi Yossi whether they're going to leave kalim or money to Hachiyav Eliyo. To him, it doesn't make a difference, right? You need to say Meniach Hachiyav Eliyo in both cases, having nothing to do with kalim, money. Otherwise, right? We need to make it has to be all the same. We need, according to Rabbanan, we need both. Meaning, we're going to go, it has nothing to do with Rabbi Yossi. According to Rabbi Yossi, there's no reason to say both. But for the Rabbanan, we need it. For Loizu Avsukatana, we learn it as I don't have to teach you this case, even in this case. Right? So since it's this case, and even this case, it's just that's why we need it. But really comes out that according to both shittas, you don't need You don't need both. You don't need both. You can just do it with one case. Okay, we'll stop over here. We want to do a Mishnah or anybody want to do a Mishnah or? Oh, before I forget, Iran had a baby. Iran, Saudi had a girl.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. You should have a lot of nachas. I don't know if he's listening or not. But yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Shayat Samet had a baby boy. The Shalom Zachar is on Empire and by his father's house.
What's Epis? Oh, because he lives near you.
Well, you know, he lives near you. I was in Far Rockaway this morning. Shayat Samet, Jeffrey Samet. I don't know if you know. Whatever. Dr. Samet, the dentist.
He's my cousin. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Second cousin.
Wow. How would I ever know?
Well,
And Alicia Finman had a boy. The Shalom Zachar tonight.
All right, Finman had a boy. Yeah. Okay, we're doing a Mishnah.
That also.
Yes.
Siakov.
Yeah.
This is Daniel Zev Halevi Levine. He got his sitter yesterday.
Oh, he's the Mazel tov.
Whoa.
Wow.
Siddur. You got a siddur and you're sitting on your Zaydi's lap learning. Nothing better than that, Daniel. You should continue doing that the rest of your life.
Amen.
Sit on his lady's lap.
Yes, he should. Why not?
That was a triple bracha.
Right.
The rest of Aaron's life also.
Correct. All inclusive, all the way around. Baruch Hashem. You should only have nachas.
Amen.
All right. Good Shabbos.
Shabbos.
Are we doing a Mishnah? Should we do a Mishnah?
Yeah, let's do it. It's early. I know I have an hour before Mincha. I know other people do also.